The difference between the wealthy and everyone else is not the size of their income. It's how they structure their spending. It's how they have strategy in their businesses. It's how they get ahead of these transactions. Like the wealthy are thinking about these strategies, how they're spending their money all year round. They're not like shuffling in April, trying to figure out their numbers for a year and a half prior, trying to figure out how to save in taxes when they've already gotten their tax bill.
Welcome to Life Changing Money, a podcast all about one of the most taboo topics in the world, money. I'm your host, Barbara Strehan, and we're going behind the scenes on business owners' journeys to money, success, and wealth. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Changing Money. And this week we're going to talk about G-Wagons and girls trips. So I just bought a G-Wagon and it's my second one actually. So let me first give you a pro tip when you are writing off cars in your business, which all of you should. Okay. First of all, don't tell me you can't write off a car just because you're an online business owner, because even though you might do business online and you market online and social media, you are driving every single day for work. How? Well, you're marketing somewhere, you're networking somewhere, you're going to the airport for a business trip, you're going to the coffee shop for a business meeting or for co-working. So yes, you can still be an online business owner and write off really cool cars. Secondly, don't let your accountant tell you no, that you can't write off your car. Third, probably 95% of you should not be taking mileage. You should be taking the actual expenses of your car, okay? So 5 years ago, I bought a G-Wagon and I took 100% bonus depreciation because it's a 6,000 pound vehicle, meaning any vehicles over 6,000 pounds, you can write off 100% of it in the year you bought it, and even if you financed it. Okay, it's based on the percentage use that you use it for business or personal. So try to use it 100% for business, which I did with that vehicle because I had like an old ass Prius that I was using for my personal car. So I had 100% business use car. I bought a G-Wagon. I could write off 100% that year. Then here's the pro tip. As long as you hold the car for 5 years, which I did, I bought that car in 2020, hold it for 5 years. Now that old G-Wagon, because I've written it off for 5 years in the business, I can retire it to personal and not pay anything in taxes. If I were to sell that vehicle, I would pay money in taxes. And if I got rid of it before the 5-year mark, I would also have depreciation recapture. So it's very important. Keep the car for 5 years. And then after 5 years, that car is still super nice. I love it, but it's now my personal car. So now I have a personal G-Baby, and then I bought a work G-Baby. So this one is a 2026. It was $245,000 that I got to write off 100% in my business because it's over 6,000 pounds. I bought it at the end of December. I only used it for business purposes. So it was 100% business. I wrote it off 100% in my business. And if I financed it, which I did not, I paid cash for it. But if you financed it, you can still take 100% of it, even though maybe you're only making like $3,000 a month payments and you owe like $220K on it. You still could have written off the whole $250,000. Okay, so that is why the rich all have G-Wagons, not just because they're nice, not just because they're expensive and they're like a status symbol, but also because you can write them off. Now, any vehicles over 6,000 pounds can be done this same way. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, Hummers became very popular. They became very popular because they were one of the only vehicles on the market at that time that were over 6,000 pounds. Now there's like H2s and H3s out there, and Hummer even just like revamped their cars, but there are so many available now, like all the Escalades, Tahoes, Suburbans, Denali's, Sequoias. I just saw a Nissan, I forget the name of it, Nissan Armadas, I think are over 6,000 pounds. There is a certain Bentley SUV that's over 6,000 pounds. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan is over 6,000 pounds. The Lamborghini Urus. So a lot of very luxury bougie vehicles over 6,000 pounds. And Elon Musk made, I forget which model, X, Y, Z, I don't know. I forget them all. One of the models is like 6,001 pounds. He did that as like a big FU to the IRS. And then subsequently, obviously, the Cyber Beast came out. So, or like Cyber trucks, those are over 6,000 pounds. Most really big trucks are also over 6,000 pounds. So it's not just SUVs and like bougie vehicles, it's also work trucks as well. You want to make sure they have at least a 6-foot truck bed. I don't know why. I don't make the rules, but that's the rules for the trucks. So if you need a new car this year, it's a great time to do it because not always is it 100% bonus depreciation. And actually in 2025, bonus depreciation was only at 40%, meaning you buy a car, you can only write off 40% of it. But the one big beautiful tax bill that passed in the middle of the year, it passed in July 2025. Luckily, Trump made it so that bonus depreciation was back at 100%. So it's a really great time to buy those new cars. But again, you don't want this to be your only tax strategy out there. You want to make sure you actually need a car or you liked the car. Maybe you just want the car. Did I need a new car? No, but I needed tax savings and I had already invested so much in retirement accounts, investment accounts, real estate, all of these other ways that I felt like, okay, I can now have a nicer, updated vehicle. Also, I was waiting for the 2026 G-Wagons because it's the first year that has wireless connection to your car or to your phone. Like, why did it take them so long for such a luxury vehicle to have Apple CarPlay? I don't know. But actually, I do know. It's because I asked the dealership and they're like, it's because this vehicle was really made for the desert in the Middle East and it was supposed to be rugged, not this car that wealthy people drive around. But here we are. So don't let your accountant tell you no. Every person can have a business vehicle. You can have 10 business vehicles if they are actually used for business. Don't take mileage because it probably doesn't make sense for you. And if your accountant doesn't know how to do this right, we're happy to help you here at Your Tax Coach. Now get this. I had a dream color that I wanted for this car. And you can even see it in the background here. And this chair color, I love the dark forest green. Okay. And it wasn't a color that G-Wagons were historically made in, you had to get it modified. But this year and in 2025, they have this dark olive green color. Well, you cannot find it anywhere. Okay. There were 15 green G-Wagons in the entire United States for 2026 models, and 14 of them already had deposits on them, meaning somebody built them somewhere and they were waiting to get shipped into the dealership. So there was one left and it was in Oklahoma. So I call them and tell them I want the car, but it's hideously chromed out. Who wants green and silver? Okay. It's supposed to be green and gold, like this wallpaper. You see the greens, you see the gold in the animals, you see the gold in the sunset. It's supposed to be green and gold. Why did they chromed this out? I don't know. So before I get the vehicle, I told them, take it to whoever you trust for modifications. And I want to get everything that's silver powder coated and changed and swap out the rims so that it's a green and gold G baby. And since I'm writing off the car in the business, all modifications also count. So if you want to chrome out your car, if you want to get it lifted, if you want new rims, if you want a better stereo system, maybe you want to add I don't know what they're called, the things on the front of the car that protect it in case you got in an accident, or it tows things better, or you want to put a rack on the top of it, whatever you want, you can modify it, put those expenses through the business as well. So for all of you business owners out there, don't be afraid to be a little bougie with your car write-offs because yes, you can take them, and the government wouldn't spend time writing these rules if they didn't want you to take advantage of it. And also, they want these rules to apply to them too. They want to write off nice cars too. Now, I also want to talk about girls' trips. Okay, this can also be guys' trips, but there are so many ways that you can write off girls' trips. I want to talk a little bit about Greece because we're hosting a retreat this year in Greece. It's just for our mastermind members, the council. So if you're not on the wait list yet for the council mastermind, we did sell out. We've sold out every year. So get on the wait list for next year. But this year, one of our retreats is in Greece. And yes, we can write this entire trip off. I mean, the airfare, it could be first class, it could be economy, it could be private. The hotels, which by the way, we got a Michelin rated 5-star hotel for our retreaters, it's normally like an $1,800 a night hotel that we negotiated down to like pennies. You can write off all the Aperol spritzes you want, the meals, really, really nice restaurants there. You can shoot content, all the things would be written off in Greece. You just have to have a business purpose. So our business purpose for going is hosting this retreat. For any international trips, you want to make sure 75% of the days are business related. So probably most of the ladies that are going on this retreat, they're probably arriving like before or after, like they're arriving before the retreat and then they're staying after the retreat. So they would just add up, let's say their total time away from home is 10 days. They would just want to make sure 8 of the 10 days are business related. And the way there and the way back automatically count as business because you're going on a business trip. So really, you already have 2 of those 8 days covered, maybe even 3 if you're taking a red eye and it's like over a 2-day span, then maybe 3 or 4 days of it is travel. Then they have the 4 days of the retreat. So now we're at the way there, the way back, plus 4 days of the retreat. We're at 6 days. So they could add in a photo shoot one day and a board meeting another day, and they just made the entire trip a business deduction, even though the retreat is only 4 days, which is really, really cool. So I want you to think about this, even if you're going on a girls' trip. So in 2025, my girlfriends and I went on a girls' weekend wine trip where we went wine tasting. We ate at delicious restaurants, and it was a domestic trip, so only 50% of the days had to be business related. I think it was like a Thursday to a Monday. So we had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days. So I needed 3 of the 5 days to be business related. Same thing as the international one, the way there and the way back automatically count as business. So really, I had 2 days already. I only needed 1 more. So my girlfriends and I that were all on the trip, we were all business owners. So we just talked about each other's businesses for one of the days and subsequently at like a lot of the other meals we were at, because you're like sitting around chit-chatting and talking about friends and family and your business. So there were a few times where we did talk about business. And so we hit the 3 out of 5 day rule. So now all of the airfare, gas, if we drove there, hotels, rental cars, Ubers, meals, even the wine that we purchased, all a business deduction. And it's really like the difference between the wealthy and everyone else is not the size of their income. It's how they structure their spending. It's how they have strategy in their businesses. It's how they get ahead of these transactions. Like the wealthy are thinking about these strategies and how they're spending their money all year round. They're not like shuffling in April, trying to figure out their numbers for a year and a half prior and trying to figure out how to save in taxes when they've already gotten their tax bill. You need to be figuring out how to save money in taxes before you've even gotten anywhere close to the end of the year. So stop seeing these purchases as expenses and start viewing them as strategic business tools like the new car, okay, if you need it. It's not the only way to save money in taxes. We have hundreds and thousands of strategies that you could implement, but that is one. And if you need a new car, then great. And if you already know you're going to plan a girls' trip, like every single year, my girlfriends and I go on 3 trips. Now, usually in January or February, we have a wellness weekend where it's like no drinking. We work out like 3 different workouts a day because we just want to, there's always like places you want to try, but like you never want to go alone. And so we'll typically find like, oh, we want to try like this type of spin place or this type of Pilates place or a boxing gym, like random things. So we always have a wellness weekend, which again is usually like 4 or 5 days. So it's not that hard to hit the 50% rule. We all own businesses or have Airbnbs, so we make sure to talk about business and we write it off that way. The second trip we always have a wine weekend somewhere. So we've had wine weekends because you guys know, like I'm from Paso Robles, which is wine country. So a lot of the times it is there, but we've also had it in Southern California, like different places on the Central Coast, Ojai. Last year I went to Napa. We've done Willamette Valley. And so we typically have a wine weekend. Again, it's like 4 or 5 days, so it's not very hard to hit the 50% rule. All of the friends that go there are either business owners or short-term rental owners, And typically we also have like one of our friends that goes, she owns a winery. So it's like, of course we want to take her with us. She's amazing to hang out with in general, but also she knows all the great wineries, the wine owners, really great restaurants, and we can make it all a business deduction. And all the wine that I buy on these wine trips, like when I'm tasting and I'm like, ooh, I want some of that, I also can write those off in the business because I am typically enjoying those bottles of wine with clients, with potential clients. I'm hosting a retreat. I'm having a dinner, a happy hour, a podcast party somewhere where I'm providing the wine to clients or potential clients or my team. So you can also write off wine and wine memberships that way as well. And then the third girls trip we take every year, we go on an international trip every single year. And right now we're at the phase, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but it's starting this year, like close group of girlfriends. The first one is turning 40. So 2026 September starts our annual 40th birthday trips. So we're going to Italy in 2026. And then we have friends every single year turning 40 for like the next 8 years. So we have all of our plans already made for each year. We're going to a different country each year for everyone's 40th. And I cannot wait. It'll be so fun. But at least we know ahead of time how to write off those international trips. So again, you need 75% for those international ones. And we just make sure we structure it so that we do hit that 75% rule. And it's fun too, because like, yes, you can have board meetings in those countries. You can have marketing, networking, but also like photo shoots are a great way to add a business day. And like, who wouldn't want to have a photo shoot? Like typically you're traveling with your family or your friends. And so you can just have fun and have some family photo shoots. My family and I did that in Greece last year when we went. And then next year when we're in Italy for a friend's 40th, we'll also do like friends photo shoots there as well, because they can use the photos in their separate businesses, in their websites, in their social media, and even all together. Plus it's just good memories. Some other really cool ideas to write off business trips for any of your friend groups, really. You, as business owners, you probably have a ton of other business owner friends, but when you're going to conferences, when you're going to events, masterminds, you're researching a new market for real estate. Maybe it's a strategy weekend. I have one of these planned in Costa Rica next year, a group of girlfriends and I who are all doing like 8 figures and beyond. We could not find a mastermind that was like for 8-figure females. And so we just created it ourselves, and we're going to lock ourselves in Costa Rica for a week, and we're all working on each other's businesses. So we're going to dive deep into each other's businesses, give each other suggestions and different ways of thinking and what's working for them, what's not working for them. And so that entire trip to Costa Rica, we got a private chef, we have a mindset coach coming in. All of that is a business deduction. I also don't want you to forget about home office deductions. Every single business owner works in some capacity from home, so you should be taking a business deduction for your home office. Every single business owner, I think, should be paying their family, whether it's their kids, their spouse, other family members. And I go through all of this, all of these strategies in our Write Off Your Life masterclass. It's happening in February. You can sign up at the links below. You can comment life anywhere on my social media and you will get the link. But I want you to know, like, this is not about bending the rules. It's about knowing the rules. Like, these are actual legal tax laws in place to help and incentivize business owners, because the government knows without business owners, the economy would absolutely collapse. Okay, so you have to know these strategies, and what a perfect time than like at the beginning of the year. So that way 2026 is the year that you start saving money on your taxes, because reminder, your CPA is just filing your taxes. They're not saving you money. So attend this free masterclass, learn how to save money in taxes, learn how to structure really fun ways to write off trips or bougie cars or yachts or planes, or even just how to build wealth in your family. It's all in there for you. And I can't wait to see you at the masterclass. So comment life anywhere, the links below as well. And I will see you soon.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Life Changing Money. Don't forget to subscribe, and I would love if you left a review and shared it with your friends. See you next time.